Hi everybody, Robert Dyer, and welcome to the Robert Dyer channel, where today I was going through the freezer section of the grocery store, and holy smokers, this is one of the biggest frozen dinner announcements that there's ever been. This is new, as it says on the box. Hungry Man Boneless Fried Chicken and Waffles. And as you can see on here, well, 28 grams of protein they want you to know, but you've got 2 fried chicken patties, you've got 2 real waffles on here, you've got mashed potatoes, home style mashed potatoes, cranberry apple dessert, and it says the waffles are drizzled with syrup, which you can sort of see on the picture there. On the back here it says 800 calories. Fat is not that bad for what you're getting here. 43% for the day, 35% saturated fat, 20% cholesterol, 24% fiber, and the only red flag on here is the sodium is 1590 milligrams. The history of chicken and waffles really officially starts in 1938 in Harlem at the Wells Supper Club, where musicians playing around that area at night were getting off the job too late to have dinner, but it was too early for opening for breakfast. So at the Wells Supper Club, they would take the fried chicken that was left over from dinner and also make waffles with it. And among their famous customers was Sammy Davis Jr., one of the greats. And then a man named Herb Hudson from Harlem moved to Los Angeles, and he opened Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles in 1976, and that was when it really started to take off in other parts of the country. Now I have this going in the microwave right now. Let's get it out and see how it looks. Okay, so here it is on the box, and here it is out of the microwave. There are the 2 boneless chicken pieces, the waffles underneath. I think you can see the steam there on the inside of the tray, the mashed potatoes, and the cranberry apple dessert. So it comes out in a very nice presentation, and I think we better follow the instructions on the box and stir these potatoes. First of all, the aroma is making the whole room smell like a restaurant, where they would be cooking fried chicken and waffles, and most overwhelming is the maple syrup aroma. Now I have here a piece of the fried chicken to test first. Let's go ahead and see how it tastes. There's a hint of maple syrup in that. It's a light batter. There's a good flavor to the chicken. It's very moist. So now let's try this waffle. I don't know if you can see that it is soaked in the maple syrup that came in here in the bottom of the tray. Pretty good, above average waffle. Good maple syrup flavor on it. Real maple syrup. And now it requires that we try the chicken and waffles together as it was meant to be done. Let's go ahead and see how it tastes. Now let's try these famous mashed potatoes. I can say they taste somewhat the same as always, but I noticed it said home style mashed potatoes. They really do taste a little bit more like a homemade mashed potato. I still like the flavor of it though. Very good. And now let's try the cranberry apple dessert, which is the only thing that seems like the odd item out on this tray. Seems more like a Thanksgiving turkey. Very strong cranberry aroma. Does have a balance between the bitter cranberry and the sweet apple. Now years ago this would have had a crumb base to it with a buttery flavor, sort of like a crust underneath. The overall impressions, the chicken, I found that the coating was not quite like what's pictured on the front here, which is more of a traditional fried chicken. The batter was more light, both in color and in thickness, and it's really more like a fish batter that you would use for fish and chips, and it was not a bad difference because I actually thought it was very good. And the chicken was juicy and very tender, as I mentioned. Dessert at the end I thought was a little bit of a letdown because the flavor was alright and it is real fruit, but it had a few pieces of the cranberry peel in it that are kind of tough, and it seemed to me for something like this particular dinner, that maybe there should be a cornbread in that compartment of the tray rather than trying to have a fruit dessert. On the downside of the cooking, first of all, the entire tray seems to have a syrup residue on it. It's sticky. I had to put a paper towel under it to put it into the microwave. It's not like there's syrup smeared on. You don't see any syrup. It's just that there's a sticky residue. And the other little more of an issue was the fact that the potatoes do not cook as fast as the rest of the meal. So I actually ended up, I snapped a tine off my plastic fork here because these couple of corners of the waffle could not be cut. They're just overdone because I had to add another minute and a half to the cooking time, and this part was ready, but the potatoes were still cold. So I don't know how they can fix that, but it's a cooking issue. I think if this had a cornbread piece or just their old-fashioned brownie in there, that would really be a great finish to the dinner. The chicken, the waffles, the potatoes, I can give 5 stars. The dessert was a little bit of a letdown at the end. because of some of the cooking issues. I would say 4 stars. Very good. I recommend picking this up in the freezer section. A great job by Hungry Man, and a great job by you for tuning in for this video. Hope you like this video. Share it with your friends. Please subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye everybody.